what I just realized right towards the end of the last segment, Wolf?
I get those goosebumps every time.
I get tomorrow off if they don't take Marvin Harrison Jr. Remember, I made that proclamation like 4 months ago. If they don't take Marvin Harrison Jr., I'm just not coming in tomorrow.
That's right.
So do we have a fill-in and everything lined up?
You.
Based on the reaction from Aaron,
Yeah.
I'll be here tomorrow.
Okay.
So hopefully they take Marvin Harrison Jr.
And hopefully, too, you should wear the flight suit again.
Again?
Yeah, again.
Just all the way through the draft?
Right, because just to cap it off in regard to you saying to yourself, I'm in the danger zone on Marvin Harrison Jr. Wear it if they don't take him at number 4.
I tell you, if they don't take him at number 4, this might be all I wear going forward. I might just be the guy who walks around in a flight suit on a typical Tuesday.
No, I think you ought to do that right now.
Okay. So there's a lot riding on them taking Marvin Harrison Jr. tonight.
You know, the
for me.
newsroom outside is a buzz because Luke's walking around in his flight suit.
They probably think there's something wrong.
I cannot tell you how many people have it. Hey, why is Luke wearing that suit?
Oh.
Well, you know, he's going through a stage of life, I think.
You are now experiencing what I experience. If usually when I walk through the newsroom, people ask me, "Hey, why is Wolf ... and then I have to answer those questions.
Okay, that's
So
got
there
to
you
be
go.
problematic.
There you go. How about this? This just was tweeted out by Adam Schefter. Marvin Harrison Jr. is yet to sign a preliminary NFLPA licensing agreement that all draftees typically sign, which would allow his name and likeness to be monetized after he is picked tonight and before his NFL contract is signed, per sources.
Oh, no. Okay.
His jersey will not be available for purchase, and he will not be featured in video games until his NFLPA group licensing deal is signed.
He's right. He's going to do that at some point in time. Right, Marvin? Marvin, look at me. Are you going to do that? You better do that.
So he might be a Cardinal, but you won't be able to use him on Madden. As it stands
Stop
right
it.
now.
Yeah, right. He's going to be fine, everybody. Don't worry about it. Nothing to see here. The guy came in before the combine started. And worked out, apparently. Right?
So,
Monty?
how about this? Kyler Murray tweeted out this morning, and Kyler's not a huge X guy.
Yeah, give it to me right now.
Quote, something about today just feels right. Vibes are immaculate.
Vibes are immaculate, says Kyler Murray right now.
I mean, it's pretty nice outside, but that would be kind of a...
I don't know.
think he's
So
tweeting about
what do you
the
think?
weather.
What do you think that means? Like, what do you, the first thing you thought of, Luke, when you read that?
Well, I'm guessing the quarterback who doesn't have a number 1 or number 2 receiver on the roster right now isn't like, boy, I sure hope we trade that pick for more picks that I don't know who they are.
Right.
I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, how about you get me a big, tall number 1 receiver who might be a generational talent?
Now, listen, Basinonians, I understand you could build the argument that, boy, the Cardinals need an awful lot of picks, and they need more picks, and especially on that defensive side of the ball. They need picks because they got to get a lot better on the defensive side of the ball. I understand that logic. And by the way, having a really tough defense really helps a quarterback as well. Takes a lot of pressure off the quarterback from going out there and having to score 35-plus points per game for you to win a game. So it really helps to have a defense. It helps a quarterback. Gives them a lot of aid, comfort, and shelter to have a defense. Having said all of that right now, you have to have options for a quarterback to throw the ball to be successful. And that is the reason why I think Marvin Harrison Jr. ultimately is going to be number 4 overall in the draft, drafted by the Arizona Cardinals.
Paris Johnson Jr. responded with 2 smiling emojis to Kyler Murray.
Okay, so, yeah, you know what? Paris Johnson Jr. Why
Who
is
also
that
went to Ohio State.
And that's, you knew exactly where I was going.
Yeah.
He also went to Ohio State. He's actually piling on Kyler Murray's ex. Is that what you call it?
I don't know.
X?
When you
exit?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we still have to work out the lingo
Yeah,
on
I
some
know.
of
It's
this stuff.
it's so weird. Okay, but anyways, he's piling on. He's jumping on it. With I totally agree, especially because it's Marvin Harrison Jr.
Totally.
Is there a possibility, Basinonians, that Monty Ossenfort has had a conversation with Kyler Murray?
Is it possible that
Is it
Kyler
possible?
Murray is also in the danger zone? Do we need to get Kyler a flight suit?
Maybe this is true. Maybe it is. Maybe he is in a danger zone. I guarantee you that suit would fit him a lot better than you, I think.
He's just a little more
maybe
athletic right
he's
now.
in the danger zone on this as well. But I would think that Monty Ossenfort might have a conversation with Kyler Murray. And again, we're reading into something that's an innocuous X. Don't call it a tweet.
Innocuous X, also a Tool song. Definitely. Definitely. Good. Right.
There's no doubt about it. Maynard, did you hear that, Maynard?
Send that to Maynard.
Somebody said innocuous X.
Innocuous X.
Oh,
He's out there
goodness.
somewhere in a winery writing that down. Like, I got it. What was that? Innocuous? How do you spell innocuous?
That was good.
Innocuous X. It makes a lot of sense. And you've been saying this for a while. If you're gonna go into next season, you're trying to win, and you're also trying to figure out, hey, is Kyler the guy long term? Not that you're going in with uncertainty, but it is kind of a prove it year. You got to give him pieces to actually prove it. You can't go to somebody and say, hey, build me this house, but you can't use any materials.
Yes. Why would you do that?
You're only hurting yourself.
It's an exercise in futility. And that's the reason why, once again, it was so critical. Going into last season, we were like, hey, when Kyler Murray comes back, this season is about Kyler Murray. We were even talking about that before the regular season started, assuming at some point in time Kyler Murray was going to come back at some point in time. What was the 2023 season about for the Arizona Cardinals? Kyler Murray coming back, and then from that point forward, making a determination as to whether or not he was going to be your franchise quarterback going forward. That is what last year was about to me. And all of a sudden, there it was. We saw it all over the last 8 games of the season. 3-5 for the Arizona Cardinals. Should have been 4-4, but still, 3-5 for the Arizona Cardinals, with the last 4 weeks in particular separating themselves. Kyler Murray got better in this offensive scheme. He got better. He evolved as a player, as a quarterback, as a person, as a man. He evolved through it all to a point where it's like, okay, we're going into 2024 with Kyler Murray as our quarterback. Now, again, do I think he's got a lot to prove? Yeah, I think he does have a lot to prove.
Got to prove he can do it for a full year. You got to prove that you can get into the playoffs again. You know what I mean? So nothing, because I know that there are Cardinals fans that don't necessarily believe in Kyler Murray that hear that as, okay, well, we're stuck with this guy forever. You're not stuck with anybody. It's the NFL. You're in a better position than most teams. Look at these desperate teams clamoring for maybe J.J. McCarthy tonight. They don't even necessarily, just clamoring for leftovers at the quarterback position in the draft. You're in a better position than all those teams by having Kyler Murray, but also you're not, if he can't get it done this year, okay, you're not committed to him beyond this year. I mean, you are contractually, but you can get out of that stuff.
Yes, and by the way, Kyler Murray is a work in progress right now. That's what he is. He's not a finished product. He's only going to get better, in my opinion. He's only going to get better because he's embracing what he needs to do in order to get better. He's embracing it. And I told you, if you listen to Kyler Murray, he was encouraged. You could hear it in his voice last year that he was encouraged with this offense. And that encourages me because that means he can grow into this offense right now. And he's going to continue to get better. JG has done an incredible job of mentoring Kyler Murray, in my opinion. And this is something that JG has taken on himself and loves doing and enjoys doing it. And it's one of the reasons why I wanted the Arizona Cardinals to hire a defensive coordinator, a defensive-minded head coach to bring in. Because he's not going to be working with Kyler every day on these little techniques offensively and on these schemes offensively. He's not going to do that.
Yeah.
He's not going to mess with Drew Petzing and what Drew Petzing is doing. He's going to be standoffish. He's going to be, listen, I'm going to be more of a mentor to you.
Let me ask you this, because I think we're all on the same page here. 4.5 hours before the draft starts, that we want them to just take Marvin Harrison Jr. at 4. Okay?
Yeah, right. Okay, good.
They had the same record as the Commanders and the Patriots, so the tiebreaker, because their strength of schedule was harder, actually moved them down the draft, like it worked against them. If that wasn't the tiebreaker, because that is such an innocuous thing, you can't control who you play. They were 4-13. New England was 4-13. Washington was 4-13. If the Cardinals were picking second, would you be cool with them taking Marvin Harrison Jr. right there at number 2?
Yes.
Yeah. I think I would be too.
Yes.
Even though the offers at number 2 would be absurd.
Oh, yeah, it would be. Incredible. Yeah, no, but I'd be okay with it. Yeah. The consolation prize is Marvin Harrison Jr.
I just think that helps. Like, in a weird way, it almost feels like trading the pick would be more about winning the draft tonight, whereas Marvin Harrison Jr. actually makes your team better in week 1 next season.
Thanks for watching Wolf and Luke. Tap to see more and click the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.